Rolled up to the track, it's 722.
Hey guys, we're here with Wyatt from Motokidz.
Hi.
Hey, we're gonna do a collection of videos where we show just maintenance and repairs on dirt bikes. We really think kids should work on their own bikes. It's good for them to learn, helps you understand what you're riding, and it's also a lot of fun. So today we're gonna be servicing the
2011 KTM 65.
Okay, we're gonna be changing the oil on today. So first thing we're gonna do, what are we gonna do, Wyatt?
Warm it up.
We're gonna warm it up. Wyatt's gonna just take it for a quick spin to get the crankcase warm. That'll help the oil drain out so we get all the oil out of there. So he's gonna take it for a quick spin. Use this chance for Wyatt to do some slow speed figure eights. Always good practice. Standing up. Do some slow speed figure eights. That'll help warm that clutch up. Is it warmed up?
Yep.
Alright. So what we like to do is the oil drain plug's on this side of the motor. So you want the bike leaning this way a little bit. So we're going to take this and we hook a strap up to the handlebars. And then we can adjust the length to get the lean we want. That's pretty good. It's leaning over so that all the oil will drain out real nice. Alright, to get started with an oil change, you just need a few tools and make sure you have your mom and dad's permission. On a bike like this, they're very expensive, they're easy to damage, so we want to make sure we know what we're doing. That's why we're making this video, to give you guys some pointers. So what do we need to get started, Wyatt?
We need a 13mm wrench, a 8mm socket on the KTM tool, a rag, and a drain pan.
Yeah, it's basically all you need to do this job. Alright, what are we going to do first?
We're going to point out where the drain plug is. So on these KTMs, it's right there. A lot of the KTMs are always right there on the bike.
Yep. So we're going to pull that drain plug out. It's a 13mm. Sometimes you're kind of tight and the shifter's kind of in the way. Wyatt will actually shift it up a little bit, get the shifter out of the way.
It's always in the way.
Like I say, they're pretty tight and they should be. Get it? Alright, so Wyatt got it broke loose. Now he's just going to pull it out with his fingers.
Make sure you don't drop that copper washer too. That's very important.
Yeah, there's a copper washer on here that actually seals that, and if you drop it in the oil, you gotta go fishing for it, right?
Yep.
Then you just make a bigger mess. There's the oil coming out.
It's pretty dirty. And don't be afraid, because that looks very like dirty and stuff, but that's a magnet and that will catch a lot of metal. And then you could take any rag and wipe off the excess.
Rag?
Yeah. And you could wipe off all the metal.
Clean it up, make sure your copper gasket's still good.
Okay, so we're just gonna take this and pull.
Okay, tell them what that is.
It's actually just so you can know where the oil is when you put oil back into the bike.
This
So
thing's kind of tricky with this cover here. It hides it, but this is the level. We'll show you if you got the proper level of oil in the transmission. Remember, this is a 2-stroke, so this is just transmission oil. It's kind of tricky to get it out.
Nice.
I just dropped it in the oil. So here's the drain plug. It's in good shape. That's a magnet on the end. It'll pick up any metal. Notice it picks that up. Here's your 2 copper washers. One for the level, and then one for the drain plug. Notice that that's where it crushes in and seals. If these get too crushed, you got to replace them. They'll seep. This one's getting pretty wore out. We try to change oil after every ride, so it gets taken in and out a lot of times. But it's still got some life left in it. But if you ever notice any leaking there, it's because that thing got crushed too much. And what's this here?
this is the oil filler plug.
This is where you fill up the new oil in. So he's gonna go ahead and pull that out now. That's got a rubber O-ring on it also.
I do not see it.
So on this bike, KTM actually calls for 1550 weight. We use our own brand of oil. We're not going to advertise right now, so you guys use whatever you like.
Okay, now we have to make the bike level so the oil will come out levelly.
If you're going to use the sight glass, you want to make sure the bike's perfectly level, and that's where it's nice to have two people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pouring the oil in. And how much does it hold, Wyatt? Holds a half a quart,
yeah,
or actually a little bit more. You guys really can use your KTM manuals. They have all this information. But I'm gonna start pouring the oil in, and Wyatt's gonna watch it come out that sight glass, that sight plug. So here comes about a half a quart.
It'll take a while for it to actually come out, so. Then there it comes. Okay, it's coming.
Alright, once it starts coming out, then what do?
You'll put the little plug back in.
Okay, you can see that oil's trickling, so Wyatt's gonna put it back in, put the plug back in. That thing should go in very easy. If it's not going in easy, you're probably cross-threading. You don't want to do that and ruin the case. These bikes are too expensive to ruin the case.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to put the filler cap back on the bike. All you have to do is just screw it back on.
Same thing, it should go on nice and easy. And on this one, if you're a little kid, you can probably turn it as hard as you can. Good and tight. Okay guys, all the oil's drained, right?
Yep.
New oil in there. So we're gonna take this waste oil and we save it in a jug like this. It's just a cat litter jug. And then we take this to our shop actually and dump it, because we're actually doing this service here at our house. But if you don't have a shop, a lot of parts stores will take these, like O'Reilly's, AutoZone. They'll take this waste oil for free, but you need to dispose of it properly. So Wyatt's gonna take this oil and pour it in to this container. Carefully. It's good practice. There you go, then that'll be safe and sealed up, put the lid on it, and won't make a mess, and then we can haul it off later and take it to be recycled. That's all there is to change an oil. Pretty easy, right?
Yep.
Nothing big deal to it. What do you think? All kids should work on their bikes, right?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
It is actually.
Yeah, working on bikes is fun. You can learn about them. Just remember to be careful. You don't want to cross-thread anything. You can damage this case. The case is really expensive on all bikes. Most all bikes are exactly like this, whether they're Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, KTM. They all pretty much follow the same procedure.
This is Wyatt from Motokidz. Make sure you get out and ride and fix up your bikes. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope you learned something. So we're gonna have a whole lot of content coming your way. So be ready, make sure to smash that subscribe button and follow us on Instagram, because when we hit 2,000, I'm gonna be riding this bike right here for the first time. So hope you enjoyed and see you all later.
7, 7, 7, 7, 22.